So one of the most important keys to wealth and growing business and yourself is the principle of leverage. And, you know, a simple old little drawing here about, you know, if you think about this, if you've got a 10 kilo ball, medicine ball in your hands and you try to throw it up, there'll be a certain height that you can get that ball to. You put a little setup like this together and jump on a big old springboard, you'll be able to put it at least double, 3 times, 4 times higher, depending on how fast you jump on it. That's leverage, okay? So most people don't really get leverage, and that's why they end up either poor or working too hard, etc., because they're the only one that can do it. So they're throwing the medicine ball up continuously and wondering why it won't go any higher, or they're getting so tired because they got to do it all themselves rather than using a form of leverage. So our definition of leverage is pretty simple. Ever more with ever less. Ever more with ever less. So you're doing more with less. Now, let's see, I said here a couple of words for you, and I'm going to say here the 2 words, sack it, okay? And by that I mean, what can you sack, all right? What can you sack around you that you don't need to be doing? So potentially, if I followed you around with this video camera for a month and saw all the tasks that you do in your given day, are you doing high value jobs that are bringing value to the business and money? Or are you doing a combination of maybe the low value, low skill type jobs? Okay, in either context, it's important that you're doing the high value type of jobs. So what could you sack on the lower ones? I'll give you some examples here. Bookkeeping is one. Okay, if you're still doing your own books, you're crazy. I always talk about this with clients, is if you're there and you tell me that your hourly rate's like $100 an hour, to give a round figure, and you're doing your own bookkeeping, which is a $40, $50 an hour job, you should be able to sack that and give that to someone else, okay? Give it to someone that can do it in twice the speed of you and at half the cost. That's leverage. That's doing ever more with ever less. Are you still doing some of the research in your business? Let's get another example. A client of mine at the moment, right now, is doing a whole lot of, is getting wound up to do a whole lot of marketing in the form of mail outs to a certain sector in their particular industry. We're putting together a database of about 5,000 different businesses in one of the metropolitan cities. Now, when I first started on this person was literally staying up for a couple of hours each night to make sure that we could do that, you know, and she was basically finding all these different businesses that we were going to send a particular mail out to. And I said, crazy, we got to do that. We got to leverage you. So we went off, found someone that could do that at a whole bunch cheaper, and she outsourced that particular role. Okay, they did it in half the time. We could send out the mail out way quicker. Yes, we had to pay for it, but she was then able to spend more time on the high value roles in her particular business and be home to have more time with the family in the evening, okay? So that she's not there doing that at 10 o'clock at night. So what can you sack? Okay, here's the question. If I did follow you around with this video camera, what would I find? Okay, now, a lot of times people say, Bruce, I do all the high value jobs. I'm going to say BS. I've heard it before. Only when I actually walk around and see what people do does it become apparent that there's plenty of things that they could sack if they actually really got their leverage hat on and got into that principle, ever more with ever less. What can you sack? Get the list out, make a list, get someone to give you some feedback, and then go to work on it. I'll put money that'll save you a bunch of time and you'll make more money. Go and do it.